Dr. Doom is dead. Victor Von Doom has been reborn, restored, and transformed by the reality-altering power of the life force itself. Of course, he has Wanda to thank. Dr. Doom lowers himself to the floor so that Wanda and the young Avengers may bask in his luminescence. The power to alter reality is, by its very nature, unstable. And Doom promises to Wanda, to everyone, that he shall not abuse it. He will devote his life to redressing the wrong he has done, to atoning for his sins, and to earning a place for himself among the heroes of this world. Doom vows to make the planet free of poverty, disease, and war, peacefully governed by Victor Von Doom and his wife, Wanda Maximoff. With no other real choice, Patriot steps forward and begs Dr. Doom to try and give the mutants back their powers. I'm sorry, Patriot, but I cannot undo a spell cast by another. I can, however, cast new ones. And I assure you, the mutants will lack for nothing in the new world. They will have everything they need, everything they desire. Except their freedom, Hawkeye says flatly. A benevolent dictator is still a dictator. The Scarlet Witch interrupts, reasoning. I think what Kate is trying to say. Kate said what she was trying to say. My point is, Victor, however noble your intentions, this power of yours will not be contained. At least, not for long. It corrupted me. Dr. Doom reasons to Wanda that her spirit was not strong enough to conquer the life force because her soul is too gentle. His, as they both know, is not. The life force will accept him. Moreover, the world will accept him. At this point, the Avengers and the X-Men are no threat to him. They have already shown that, left to their own devices, they will destroy themselves and each other. The young Avengers, however, Dr. Doom places a hand on both Wiccan and Speed's shoulders, have demonstrated nothing but bravery to each other and the woman I love. It is my hope we can become a family, and with your permission, I would very much like to ask your mother to be my wife. Will you marry me, Wanda? Yes, if you rid yourself of this power and put it back where it belongs. I will marry you. And if not, you'll what? Side with the Avengers and the X-Men against me. That is, if they don't kill you first. Victor, you are dealing with forces you cannot control. No, I am dealing with forces you could not control. Victor waves his hand, and instantly, Wanda and the children are transported back to the mansion. You've made your choice. Now, you must find a way to live with it. The young Avengers bicker amongst themselves to try to figure out what to do. Iron Lad suggests they leave, hide, in the time stream to come up with a plan. Vision objects, stating that the more Iron Lad messes with the time stream, the more and more he will slip into becoming Kang the Conqueror. Cassie seconds Vision's statement, first thanking Nathaniel for everything he's done to help, saving her father. But her place is in this time, with Vision. Wanda, however, sides with Nathaniel. If the children can hide, she can buy them enough time to fix this and restore the balance of power. But Isaiah refuses, stating that this is his fault. He shot the arrow that disrupted the spell that allowed Dr. Doom to siphon the energy. He did this. So, he is going to stop Doom or die trying. Next is Billy. If anyone deserves the blame, it's him. He tells the others. At this point, Speed and Hulkling have had enough of the pity party. They order everyone to get their heads back in the game before it's too late. At that moment, Wanda's eyes roll back and she collapses to the ground. The kids look up to see Emma Frost, the White Queen, standing triumphantly. The kids demand that Emma tells them what she just did. The same thing she did to me. I've taken her off the grid, as it were, so she can't use those pesky reality-altering powers of hers. Wiccan and Speed explain to Emma and the others as they wake up that Wanda doesn't have those powers anymore. Doom does. Emma kneels down and scans Wanda's mind, only to find that everything the children are saying is true. Wanda no longer has the power to restore the mutants, and Doom has all the power, which suggests that perhaps Doom was responsible for Wanda's crimes. The Scarlet Witch admitted her guilt, and she will be brought to justice, Cyclops snarls. Speed steps forward and asks, "What does that even mean? Are you going to put her in mutant jail? Are you going to torture her? Kill her? Torture her and then kill her? Would that be enough justice for you? Well, what's your plan, Mr. Summers? When you came here for the Scarlet Witch, what exactly were you planning to do with her? Put her on trial for crimes she's already confessed to, for killing 3 people who are now alive, for turning 1 million mutants into human beings?" Cyclops doubles down. Mutants died. Hundreds of mutants died because the Scarlet Witch stole their powers, and hundreds more died trying to get them back. Ask your Uncle Pietro about that. So, what am I supposed to do, Speed? Welcome Wanda back and say, "It's okay, I know you didn't mean it. You can be an Avenger again, and we'll just pretend you didn't destroy millions of lives." Yes! Billy stands forward to defend his brother and his mother. After all, Magneto's killed untold thousands, and you made him an X-Man. Miss Frost was the queen of the Hellfire Club and a murderer. Rogue was a terrorist for the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. Gambit was a member of the Thieves Guild. And Wonder Man, Ant-Man, Hawkeye, Quicksilver, and the Vision all started out on the wrong side of the law. But I personally can't imagine the Avengers without them. And how many times has one of you been possessed by an evil spirit, or mind controlled and forced to do things you would never do, to hurt people, to kill people, even people you loved? I'm not saying you should pretend it never happened, but I do think you should look at the whole picture. Whatever her crimes, Wanda Maximoff has saved lives and saved the world more times than we probably even know. She has proven herself again and again to be a hero. And what happened to her is bound to happen to every single one of us someday, if it hasn't already. The question is, how do you want to be treated when it happens to you? With compassion, booms a voice from above. The heroes look into the air and see Victor in all his glory. After all, Wanda was trying to save her sons' lives when she was possessed by the power of creation itself. The power to make and unmake reality. The power that I now possess. But have no fear, for I intend to use it to heal. First, he awakens Wanda from her slumber. Then, Victor shatters Cyclops' visor and repairs the damage in Cyclops' brain that hindered his control over his powers. Not only that, he cures the beast. Cyclops can't help but wonder aloud if Victor really has the power to give all the mutants back their abilities. Victor simply states, "I can do anything, Mr. Summers. I can make the blind see. I can cure the afflicted. And, if need be, I can raise the dead." Victor waves his hands and conjures the images of many of the hero's fallen allies. He then tightens his hand into a fist and the images fade away into the air. "I can give you everything you've ever wished for, or nothing at all. It's up to you." Cyclops' vision is returned to its natural state, and the beast's fur grows back as thick and as blue as ever. The two examine each other before returning their attention to Victor. Ultimately, Cyclops refuses the offer. He speaks for everyone when he says he will never surrender to Dr. Doom. Victor's eyes begin to glow as his anger peaks. His body expands to grow until he is over 5 stories tall. "You may resist if you wish, if your pride demands it. But you won't win. Even the power of the Beyonder was nothing compared to that of the life force. And those who resist it will surely perish. So, will you accept my offer? Or will you fight and die?" All the heroes, Avengers, and X-Men alike leap into battle against their now omnipotent enemy. The young Avengers, Scott Lang and Wanda, stay back as they try to figure out how to fight an all-powerful Doom. Wanda, knowing more than most, tells everyone that Victor may feel like a god, but he's still a man. And unless he puts the power back where it belongs, it will consume and destroy him. Unfortunately, the only way to take the power back from Victor is for both Wanda and Billy to reopen the Life Force portal In theory, they could absorb enough of the life force to at least make this a fair fight. The problem is, once they reopen the portal, Victor will sense it. They need a distraction. Scott is the first to ask, what can be more of a distraction than two super teams fighting at the same time? I am. His daughter, Cassie, steps forward. If I can grow to Doom's height, I can do this. I know I can. Vision, and then Iron Lad, volunteer to back her up. No way, Scott tells them. You kids stay put. I'll distract Doom, while Wanda and Wiccan start casting that spell. Ant-Man shrinks down, catches a ride on a nearby ant, and then starts to fly away. Scott flies straight into Victor's ear canal. After a few moments, Doom reels back in pain. His wails in agony echo throughout all of Manhattan. Ant-Man then tries to make a swift exit, but is spotted. Doom claps both his hands around the hero, successfully swatting him out of the air like you would a common housefly. Dad! Stature gasps, before immediately growing to match the size of Dr. Doom. You killed him! She screams as she uppercuts Victor. He falls backwards and collapses into a number of buildings standing behind him. They crumble to the ground under the weight of his fall. Victor tries to stand to his feet, but Stature tackles him back down. And I can just as easily do the same to you, child. So, I suggest you rein in this tantrum of yours before I lose my temper. Doom projects an unbelievable amount of life force energy. It overwhelms Cassie, burning her and sending her flying in the opposite direction. The young Avengers see their ally fall, and Speed and Hulkling are the first to run in to her aid. Now, Wanda and Billy have an opportunity to open the portal. The two grab a hold of each other's hands and their magics intertwine. Wanda begs her son to go along with what she does next. Once the portal is open, Wanda asks Billy to run as far away from her as he can. With magic, there is always a price to be paid. And if anyone pays, it must be her. At that moment, they hear a familiar cackle. Victor begins to shine brighter than ever before. The heat expelling off him, now too much for some of the heroes to withstand. Too much for even Victor to withstand. His skin begins to burn. It breaks and chips apart like small ashes from a flame. I should thank you. By opening the portal, you've only given me more power, more illumination, more white light flooding my soul, making my mind one with the creators, burning away my sins, my imperfections. Victor, let it go, Wanda pleads. It's killing you. I will not be corrupted. I am not weak like you. Dr. Doom collapses to the ground, his skin singed, his cloak returned to its natural shade. You're hurt. Wanda approaches him. Get away from me, woman. But You are nothing. A Nexus creature. A conduit to power. That's all you are. That's all you've ever been. He hides his face. You think you were powerful enough to destroy the Avengers and rid the world of its mutants? That was me. That was Doom.
You don't know what you're saying. Let me help you. Please.
Help me? You can't even help yourself. You're as weak, as trusting, and as easily led as your so-called friends. I'll leave you to them. Perhaps they'll even save me the trouble in having to kill you. Dr. Doom teleports away. Wanda tries to call after him, but Captain America stops her, telling her that her powers are needed elsewhere. Some time passes, and Scott Lang is the last one back on his feet. He groans himself awake, and it is not until he hears someone mumble his name that he actually gets up. He sees the crowd of heroes, his family, and friends, all standing in a circle around someone. His stomach sinks. He runs up to the crowd and pushes his way to the center of the group. Oh my God. The father falls to his knees. Cassie.